Have you ever thought about what's important in life after 80 years? You may be at the top of your field in your 50s. All of the hard work and sacrifices you've made are beginning to pay off. You've saved money and bought some nice things you couldn't buy when you were younger. But here's the thing. All of that doesn't matter if your health isn't good. As someone 80 years old, your health is the most valuable thing you'll ever own. As many of you did when you were in your 50s, I was focused on getting my finances in order. I believed that if I worked hard enough, I could have a wonderful golden age without any worries. Back then, I only fully understood how quickly health can worsen if you take care of it. Are you aware that the World Health Organization says that almost 80% of people over 60 have at least one long-term illness? This shocking fact comes as a surprise. That's a considerable number. You can keep your 50s. Your body will start slowing down, and those little aches and pains you ignore now could worsen later. Take it from someone who has been there. Long story short, you should put your health first. If that's your dream, you can always make more cash, but can't get your health back once it's gone. But I'm not saying you should quit your job and live off the land on a remote island. However, it would help if you began to care more about your physical and mental health. How are your meals? Do you work out often enough? What is your mental health like? These should be the things you ask yourself every day. Trust me, living a good life will make you much wealthier than any money you might make. When you're in your 50s, becoming obsessed with getting rich is simple. You may be focused on getting ahead in your job, buying your dream home, or ensuring you have enough money to retire comfortably. Even though these goals are essential, they can sometimes get in the way of the relationships you make along the way. Even though I'm 80, deep, essential relationships bring me more happiness and satisfaction than anything else. Think about it. Will you remember the house you lived in or the car you drove when you look back on your life? Or will you remember the times you laughed with friends, spent with your family, and the help you got when things were hard? Tell me a story. A friend in his 80s once told me about the worst thing he ever did. In his 50s, he worked long hours because he believed caring for his family meant giving them the best things money could buy. However, he lost out on the little things, like dinners with his wife, school events for his kids, and just being with them for fun. Now that his kids are grown up and his wife has died, he knows that money can't buy back those beautiful times. When you get older, one of the most amazing things you learn is how fast time passes. You may have a lot of time left to reach your goals, make changes, and live out your dreams when you're in your 50s. However, as you age, time seems to go by faster. The years go by so quickly that you don't know where the time went. A psychological effect called the time compression effect says that as we get older, we seem to see time moving faster. Part of this is that each year feels shorter than the total time we were alive. When you were a kid, a year might have seemed like a long time, but now it seems to go by quickly. It's essential to start thinking about how you spend your time in your 50s. Are you spending your days doing things that make you happy? Or are you stuck in the routine of daily tasks and putting off your dreams for someday? It's possible that someday will come faster than you think. In your 50s, stay the same and hold on to old habits and ways of thinking. But as someone who has lived 80 years, I can tell you that being able to change makes you solid and open to new chances. Things sometimes go differently than planned, and people who can handle it well do their best. Let's look at science. You couldn't imagine having a smartphone in your 50s when I did. The internet was still very new. Now, many years later, digital technology has changed the world. People ready to learn and adjust to these changes have been able to keep up with the world and stay linked. People who fought have become increasingly alone and disconnected. Being flexible isn't just about using new technology, though. It also involves being open to new ideas, ready to break old habits, and able to adapt to changing circumstances. This could mean switching jobs, moving to a new place, or even just changing the way you think so that you see problems as opportunities to grow. Let me ask, are you hanging on to something that doesn't help you anymore just because you're used to it? If you let go and go with the unknown, what would happen? Being able to change will help you have a fuller, more satisfying life as you get older. When you reach your 50s, you start to think about retirement and having enough money to live on. You may be thinking about how much you need to save, how to make intelligent investments, and how to ensure you can retire comfortably. It is essential to think about the future and plan for it, but it is also important to know that getting financially stable is a long-term process that needs patience, discipline, and a balanced approach. One of the worst things people can do in their 50s is become too cautious with their money or spend it in risky ways. On the one hand, you may need to protect what you've built up by switching to investments with lower yields. However, you might be tempted to look for high returns to catch up on your savings or save more quickly. There are problems with both methods. Instead, think about taking a reasonable approach. Spread out your investments, learn about your choices, and talk to a financial advisor who can help you make a plan that fits your wants and goals. Remember that being financially secure doesn't just mean having a lot of cash. It also means ensuring your money works for you, giving you safety and peace of mind in the coming years. In your 50s, you may still feel young and unbeatable, but now is the most critical time to pay attention to your health. The decisions you make now will significantly affect how good your life is in the years and decades to come. I've seen a lot of people in their 80s get sick with problems they could have avoided or handled better if they had taken better care of themselves. Being healthy doesn't just mean staying away from illness. It also means keeping up the energy, movement, and mental clarity that lets you fully enjoy life. It's said, if you don't make time for your health, you'll have to make time for your illness. First, take a look at how you live now. Are you eating a healthy diet, getting enough exercise, taking care of stress well? These are easy questions, but the answers can tell you a lot about your health in the long run. Much research has shown that even small changes to your food and exercise routine can significantly affect your health. For example, people who eat a lot of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats have a lower chance of getting long-term diseases like diabetes and heart disease. Exercise is also essential. You don't have to run races or spend hours at the gym to be healthy. Walking, swimming, or even gardening can be very good for you. The key is to be consistent. Following the advice of the World Health Organization, you should do 150 minutes of moderately intense exercise every week. This keeps your weight healthy, strengthens your heart, and makes you feel better mentally. As we end this journey through the wisdom of the past, remember that you are always learning new things. The lessons we've discussed today can help you find grace, meaning, and fulfillment on the path ahead, regardless of your age, the 50s, 80s, or anywhere in between. As you get older, you gain wisdom and perspective, which is beautiful. Each decade of life has its difficulties and rewards. It's always possible to make reasonable changes, take advantage of new chances, and enjoy the little things in life. So remember these lessons as you move forward. Put your health first, keep learning, be thankful, and seek ways to help others. These are the keys to a meaningful, happy life.